back to another episode of Financial Fashion Talk podcast. So great to be back. I'm the CEO, Mr. John Best.
I'm the CFO, Mr. Riley Best.
Hey, so we feeling good, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back consistent. You know what I'm saying? We got our scheduling right. Now we got a designated time for y'all to expect us back live. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we're here right now.
Yeah, man. With all the chaos and turmoil that's going on, you know, just to even be able to still have the opportunity to get on and be an encouragement, you know, to somebody else. And, you know, just to give a word of advice and also receive, you know, from you guys, you know, just some basic success tips in life. And we're going to be sharing that today. So, man, how you feeling, man? How was your day?
I'm feeling great, man. Today, really, my new goal for Mondays, man, is to kind of channel my whole day towards the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, and within the transition of everything, that was our goal, to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Because when you lost your car and everything like that, we kind of seriously, you know what I'm saying, got off track or whatever, because we was used to actually being separate. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with everything that was going on during the time, it was kind of difficult to kind of stay on track with everything with so much going on at one time.
To be consistent. Right.
So that's for the most part, man. I'm just excited about it being Monday. And I actually stuck to my guns, and we stuck to our guns. You know what I'm saying, about the dedication and commitment of Mondays. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, every Monday at 6 p.m., you know, that's our goal, to be able to talk to our family on the podcast. So man, it's such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We're honored to still be here, like you were saying, with everything still going on. And it's episode 30, bro.
30, man.
So yeah, I feel great, bro. I feel great. Today was great. So the only thing that I did, man, is prepared. You know what I'm saying? I prepared my mind for what was going to take place at 6 p.m., which is the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of zoned out, man, and I was anxious. Not anxious. That's not a good word to use, but let's say I was ready. I was looking forward to being on the podcast and talking about what we was going to talk about today, man, because I feel that it's so imperative that we talk about this.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, man, like, how are you taking in everything so far? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about the podcast? How you feel about, you know what I'm saying, it being episode 30 and, you know what I'm saying, our journey of everything that's been going on, and look at where we are right now?
Well, I mean, personally, man, it's just a testament of, you know, what consistency can produce, you know what I mean, and doing something on a consistent basis, and also being persistent in doing it, you know what I mean, because it is very easy to get sidetracked, you know, when you got a focus, a main focus in life, something that you're trying to do, you know, like, and it probably wouldn't even be your fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But stuff happens.
It does,
you know what
bro.
I mean? But just to reach this point, you know, we got the episode 30. You know, we just hit the peak of 20, you know, a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And now we on episode 30, man, and it's I believe it's a blessing, man.
It really is. It really is, man.
Yeah,
it really
man.
is. You know, it is, man. It's an honor to continue, you know what I'm saying, to be dedicated to the goal that we had already set, you know, a couple of years back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when we started the podcast, we have already envisioned, you know, having longevity in the game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But so now we started from episode 1 and we at 30 now, so that comes to show us that once you plan something, you see what I'm saying? Like, once you get a goal in mind, you got to have a plan to go along with that goal.
Right.
And that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Now, there's a way I want to talk about it to make it simple for everybody to understand it. Now, it's something about winners, bro. Now, I want to talk about that. It's something about being a winner. Now, there are a lot of things that separate losers from winners. They do things differently.
Right.
Now, I'm going to talk about 3 things, bro, that winners do. Like, if you research and we talk about every winner, every champion, everybody that just have a culture of winning, they have these 3 things. They have a goal at first.
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing. Of course, you got to have a goal.
Right.
Now, after you set that goal, you got to have these three things. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy. And when you have that plan and strategy, you got to already be prepared to go into action.
Right.
You got to be prepared to execute.
Right.
And so, man, I said that to say this, bro. I looked up the word plan as a verb.
Okay.
It's really a verb.
Right. Right.
We think about the word plan as a noun, but I looked into it further, and I looked at it as a verb. And the word plan as a verb means to decide on and arrange in advance. Mm-hmm. Meaning you forethought it. Meaning you already thought about achieving your goal before you achieved it.
Right.
Meaning you already had it in your mind. That's a plan. As a verb, that's you acting out. That means you actually being strategic, right, about going about a plan and being prepared before you approach your goal.
Right. And
see, that's what it's all about, man. Instead of approaching the situation without using your head. Mm-hmm. And see, a lot of times we be emotional. Let me be transparent about myself, man. So I also we're gonna get into that later in the episode. Of course, we're gonna bring in the rise of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, making emotional decisions, right, you know, because that tends to be our culture. You know what I'm saying? It's in our culture. We make emotional decisions, and I'm one of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We tend to act with our feelings and not with our head. Right. We tend to act with our anger, but not with our head. Right. So that tends to be a bad habit, mm-hmm, that we have attached to our culture. Right. You know what I'm saying? To show you my power, I'm gonna show you, rah, I'm just gonna go crazy. Right. Instead of me actually being strategic about going about getting what I wanted to be done. Right. So, man, talk about that. Like, let's go into detail about how you feel about being strategic about a plan. Like, has it been an instance in your life where you had a goal that you was trying to achieve without a plan? You know what I'm saying? Because a goal without a plan is just a dream. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, it's in our culture where we tend to like want things, you know what I'm saying? But you got to have that action to go along with it. So we got to get out of the habit of just wanting and just wishing on a goal. We got to get out of that dreaming stage and actually wake up and get to work and be strategic about it. Right. So how do you feel about that? Have you ever like tried to approach a situation or tried to approach a goal that you wanted to achieve, but kind of didn't have any like vision on it, but you wanted it done? Yeah. Like, how did that go for you?
Well, I mean, I've never been a planning person. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a planning person. Yeah, I've never been a planning person, so you know, I can't really speak to the extent of having a situation where I did have a goal in mind, and you know, I wasn't able to accomplish it because I didn't set out a plan, I didn't have a strategy for it. But you know, like I said, man, just the opportunity to do this podcast and to build this company, you know, that's more of my focus now. You know what I mean? So now I'm focusing more on planning and having a strategy about doing things, and learning that, you know, time is very important, and like, things don't just happen poof. Right. You know what I'm saying? It takes patience. So when it comes down to, you know, what you're talking about, you know, planning and having a strategy and being prepared, you know, and you're speaking about winners and losers, like, winners understand that it takes time to get the results.
Wow.
They won't.
Say that again.
You know what I'm saying? But
I want to make sure they understand that. Say that again.
Yeah. Winners understand that it takes time to get the results that they want. But, you know, losers are pretty much stuck on instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that because of, you know, the mindset that I've had about moving forward in life. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure many other people can attest to the same thing. But, you know, through it all, when it comes down to planning and strategy and being prepared, like, you have to understand that it's going to take time to get to that destination. You know what I'm saying? So you got the destination, which is your goal. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to plot out a plan for, you know, the destination. But then, you know, when you start to go towards the destination, like you're gonna face, obstacles on the way to the destination. So, you got to have a strategy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, I believe, man, when you come up with strategy, it's based on your preparedness.
Facts.
To reach your
exactly,
goal,
exactly, bro.
So yeah, man. As I was gonna ask you, do you think, with what we're talking about, planning and strategizing and preparedness, is it a certain order? Do you think that it should go in?
Yeah. It is actually an order that it should be in, but preferably, I give you an order, preferably, like for me, what works for me.
Right, individual.
And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, someone else can use this also.
Right.
So, but what works for me, man, I feel like first you gotta know what you want, which is the goal.
Right.
That's the end. That's the ultimate, like what you're trying to do. You gotta.
Well, I say this about the goal. The goal is the end, and it is the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Like you trying. The goal won't be completed until
Right.
you get to these steps, but the beginning is the goal, like you just said.
Right,
so the first start is actually, pinpointing what it is you're actually trying to do.
Right.
Like boom, we got that down. I know what I'm trying to do. Now, two, since you know that, you got to be you want to do some research.
Right.
You want to do some research.
Yeah.
So I got to do this. So step one, I need to plan.
Okay.
Like how do I accomplish this? That's the question you need to ask. How do I accomplish this?
Right.
So once you find out how to accomplish this, you need a plan of action, which is a strategy on how to approach getting it done step by step.
Right.
So all of this goes into being prepared. Like all of it really is getting prepared.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But all in one, like your first step is knowing your goal. The second step is finding out what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like that's just you doing the research and finding out what you got to do. Now, once you got the information of learning on what you got to do, then you start planning and strategizing on how you're going to actually get that stuff done.
Right.
So the actual definition of the word strategy, bro, is just a plan of action.
Right.
That's it.
You start to move.
Exactly. Now the word plan is just a decision on something in advance that you're trying to do.
So a plan is something that's only that's the idea.
Exactly.
And the strategy is when you start to work the idea.
Right. You're trying to actually put the plan into action.
Right.
But all of this together is actually you getting prepared to actually accomplish that goal.
Right.
Without these three components, that's the foundation for any goal, bro.
Right.
And that's why I was saying the mind of a winner. When you're thinking about winning, you can't win without these three things.
Right.
These things are vital to any successful person, to any winner.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you remember what I told you. I said nobody strategizes to lose. Nobody strategizes to lose unless it's something. Nobody strategizes to lose unless it's something in it for them.
Right.
Unless you're going, hold on, excuse me.
Pardon the interruption. We'll be right back. But we're just talking about strategizing, planning, and being prepared. And a lot of times we lack these things. That's why we don't get the results that we're looking for, because we feel, that the time it takes, it shouldn't take that long, But in order to reach a goal successfully, it has to be some trials, and it has to be some situations that you go through that's going to ultimately prepare you once you reach that goal. So you plan out, you strategize, and then at the beginning of your goal as well, the why is very important. The whys are very important.
Yeah.
That's what's going to maintain your consistency and persistency.
Right.
When you run into these situations, what I'm saying? Just like we ran into the situation with my car.
Exactly.
But yeah, like you were saying.
Okay, yeah, like I was saying, like, yes, it's all a part of being prepared. Now, I'm going to go right back over so I can finish where I left off. Now, of course, first you got to have a goal. You got to pinpoint what it is you're actually trying to do. Now, from that point on, okay, like, yes, I know what I want to do. Now, you got to do some research. You're going to take it a step further and find out what it is you actually need to do.
Right.
So that's your plan. That's the thought that you adding on to your goal.
Right.
So then after you get that information, now you get into the strategy part, a plan of action.
Right.
Now you're going to act on that plan, that thought, that idea that you started with after you recognized your goal.
Right.
So then all of this is going together with you being prepared. So this is what actually makes you a winner. This is how you actually achieve a goal, bro.
Right.
With these 3 components.
Right.
Well, actually 2 components, but the third one is preparation. It just ties it all together.
Right.
But it's all preparing you to complete that one goal.
Right.
So that's what I was saying. Nobody actually tries to lose unless there's something in it for them. Like, it's got to be something wrong with you to actually want to be a loser.
Right, right.
Like, if you setting your life up saying, like, I love to lose, bro, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
That every person, I can guarantee you, if you're a normal person, if you're not losing your mind or anything like that, you want to win.
Right.
Everybody wants to win in life.
Right.
I don't care if you live in the projects. I don't care if you live in the street. If you got your head on your shoulders, if you got a normal head on your shoulder, you're gonna want to win, bro. Nobody plans to be a loser.
Right.
So if you have all 3 or any one of these components, it's something in you that want to be a winner. I don't care which one it is. If you got something in you that wants to plan to do something, even if you don't have it all together,
right.
just by you knowing what goal you want to achieve, that's something in you
right.
that say, I want to be a winner.
Right.
I don't care if you only have the planning part together. That's something in you that wants to win.
Right.
I don't care if you just only have the strategy together. Well, really, you can't have a strategy without a plan.
Right.
But my point is that if you just do one step, if you just take the initiative to do one step,
right.
that tells me that you got something in you that want to win.
Right.
You got that in you. And I feel that everybody have that, bro. It's just that how we approach it. Right. We approach things, we approach situations, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times in the wrong way. And I see that in myself. Yeah. And I'm going to be real transparent with this, bro. Like, we tend to act emotionally.
Right.
And I do that a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a battle, you know what I'm saying, between controlling your emotions and what you really need to do. Like, what's smart, right. what's intelligent. Right. You see what I'm saying? Don't neglect going about a situation intelligently because you're emotional. Right. And so that
never do that.
Transition. Yeah. Now let's talk about what just happened in the A. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be honest. You know, when they was riding downtown at Lenox, man, I was watching it live. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, right. I was up. Right. You know, so I'm scrolling or whatever, and I see the live going on, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yeah, let's go, man. Like, yeah, they need to understand that, you know, something needs to happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? They need to understand that. And that was my perspective at first. Right. And I didn't understand, like, people were saying, like, why y'all doing it like that? Why y'all doing this and why y'all doing that? And I was, like, catching an attitude, like, don't check me on why we chose that part of the city. Right. It's about the message. It's not about where you chose right. to riot. Right. But then I had to think. I had to think about the whole picture. Like, you got people out here risking their lives. They got families at home that's broke. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, you live in your place of safety to go ride out there at a place, but you ain't got no home for your family to be paid for. Like, you ain't got no paid house for your family to have when you die. Right. Like, if you lost your life out there tonight, you ain't got no money left back for your kids. You ain't got no money left back for your family. So it's stupid. So the thing is, we gotta get straight first. You see what I'm saying? Like, financially. Because don't nobody listen to broke people. So if we build our wall, if we build a wall financially, bro, and mentally, bro, that's how you do that. Strategically. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be out riding. That's not what I'm saying. So, I'm not saying I'm going to be out there riding. But what I'm saying is, when you riot, be strategic before you go out there. Don't just be like, oh, I'm upset. Let's go break something. Let's be strategic. Because they're expecting you to riot. Let's be strategic about it. Let's be strategic in, like, how can we really make an effect? Yeah. I mean, without acting out like a bunch of angry people and emotional people.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. You know what I'm saying? But so you're saying it wasn't a good strategy?
That's not a good strategy. That was an emotional strategy, and I felt emotional too. And I'm being very transparent because I agree with everybody. I agree with everybody that was out there, and I still partially agree with everybody being out there because I see some type of unity. You know what I'm saying, from state to state. But I do feel like it is to a certain degree, it is ignorance in it as well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are just being emotional, but we feel like we're also being strategic too at the same time. We don't really realize that we have a lack of strategy. You know what I'm saying? We have a lack of strategy when we approach these situations. Right. Like, if we actually shut up and come amongst ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Let's back off. Let's not riot. Let's go plan. Right. Let's go strategize. Right. Let's go pull our resources together and then really fight them. Because breaking the window is gonna get paid for by insurance. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff that was stolen out of those stores is gonna get reimbursed to them. It's not gonna hurt them. Right. We just basically, honestly, like the message. Like the message is the most important part. Like okay, I understand the message, but as a people, as a whole, you know, unified people, that wasn't a smart decision. Like everybody thought about it as an individual. Like we thought about it individually. We didn't think about it as a whole, like as a people. Like what should we all do collectively as a group? But we now a lot of people did. That's why a lot of people showed up out there. They did agree on that. They agreed that we should riot. But I'm saying like we gotta win the war. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just okay, George died, and it's just about George. Like this is not just about George. Right. This is about racism. Right. Period. It's not just about George. So stop being emotional and acting like this is the way to go. Like it's a whole issue, and it's been an issue for years after year after year after year after year. Like this has been here for a long time. So it's not just about George. And I feel like a lot of people are responding like you got to respond like the whole war, like the whole big picture. Like that's why I feel that we got to be strategic. Because after you riot, then what? Like the streets are cleared now. Like, and they still might not give him the death penalty, and they still might not like actually send him to prison for this.
Right. So when it all boils down to it, man, basically, because that's like a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I ain't want to get into it like that, but I'm saying.
But yeah, so when you do set out for a goal, and you know, in your planning and strategizing and preparation, it's always important to look at, you know, what outcome your plan is going to produce. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's always little hiccups that you can run into, and there's always things that you probably shouldn't have had to do, didn't have to do because it wasn't necessary and it wasn't conducive to the plan. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I hear you speaking about that. That really wasn't conducive, you know, and it wasn't, you know, productive, you know,
it was slightly
situation.
It was slightly productive.
I mean, slightly, you know, but that's why, you know, even in, you know, your planning and strategizing, you know, intentions also is something that plays a big part in it, you know, because if your intentions for your goal, you know, is on some, you know, some fugazi, you know what I'm saying, then like your plan not gonna go through.
It's not gonna stand for long.
Yeah, it's not for long. It might look like it, you know what I mean? But when you're building something, man, you always want to make sure that you building it on a strong foundation. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the foundation of the response, you know, of the, you know, people from downtown and across the United States, man, it wasn't conducive. Right. You know what I'm saying? It struck some attention because of how it was done. Yeah, you know, it was in different states.
It definitely struck some attention.
So,
that's
why
I said
it did. But just think about, you know, if that would have been part of a strategic plan. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? Right. You know what I'm saying? We busting windows. Like, what's next? Right. You know, so you know, so you gotta always remember, man, when you're setting out for a goal, you gotta always remember that moving forward is the main objective.
It's a continuation. Yeah. Right? Like after you achieve a goal, like
it's
on
next?
to the next.
It's next.
Like, on to the next. Exactly. You gotta always see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be trying to behave a certain type of way. It gotta be your lifestyle. Like, you gotta live a lifestyle of improvement. Right. Like, that has to be a part of the way you live to actually see that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why people actually say goals with an S. Right. Like, not just goal. You know, people that have goals are actually, they want to have accomplished goal after goal after goal. Those are people that actually love improvement. They love doing things. They love accomplishing things. And that's the habit that we want to get people to adopt. Right. We want to get people to adopt and not only just wishing, you know, staying at that goal, but you know what I'm saying, get to working on that one goal. And once you see that and see that you can actually do it.
Right.
It's going to give you that confidence
Right.
to say on to the next.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because
right.
if you never actually accomplish that goal, you can't say on to the next because
right.
you didn't finish that one.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And the more you work it, you know, like you won't even realize how much ground you cover.
Right.
You know what I mean? How much of the goal destination like you've achieved, like because you so hard and working, you know, on accomplishing your goal. It's like, and then you look up and it's like, dang, I did all that.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely why, you know, that's definitely why the why is so important.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it will continue, you know, to keep your vision focused on the goal, on the task at hand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The destination, man. So yeah, bro. Shucks, man. But it's all about continuation.
Exactly,
about
bro.
Continuation, you know. Winners plan to continue to win.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
yes.
losers plan to continue to lose.
Right.
Now, winners...
Losers don't plan at all, bro.
Exactly. But see, that's what...
you plan to lose.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, a winner, like, he wins because of the things that he does.
Right.
And a loser loses because of the things that they don't do.
Right.
So basically all it is just replacing, you know, your normal habits with, and that's where you go off, man, and you find somebody that a mentor, you know what I'm saying? Right. So like if you even, cause see, first of all, you got to realize if you're capable of accomplishing the goal. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't feel like you are, find somebody that did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you adopt the style and you add it in with your ethic as you continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? To mature yourself, and then you start to add it on, and then you know, then the mindset changes, and then you know what I'm saying? You set the goal,
exactly,
and then you make the plan. You know what I'm saying? But before you go into I'm going out of town. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna pack my clothes before I leave the house. Right. I'm gonna turn everything off. I'm gonna lock the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop by the gas station, and then I'm gonna fill my car with gas, and then I'm gonna get on the road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of times, man, we look at getting on the road first. Like, we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get on the road.
Yeah.
But you left the stove on. You know what I'm saying? You left the back door unlocked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you left the lights on. Like, it's things that you gotta do before you get there. You know what I'm saying? Before you gotta put your mind into a place. And I feel like, you know, that's why I asked you earlier, like, do you feel like that it's a certain order that it's supposed to go in? Because before...
Wow, that was a good question.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And before you even set the goal, you know what I'm saying? You gotta prepare yourself to go in that direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like, and coming back to what happened in Atlanta the other night.
Right.
That was just a reaction. Right. That wasn't a response.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to actually prepare yourself
for these things.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's preparation. You know what I'm saying? And after preparation, you plan.
Yeah.
And then after you plan, you strategize.
Yeah.
Because you got to be prepared to work the plan.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we just sit out. It ain't a whole lot, man. I heard E.T. saying one time, man, you got average, and then you got great.
Yeah.
It's not nothing major that's different between the two. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple things that he does that he doesn't do.
Wow.
So all you got to do is do these things.
Right.
And bam, there you go.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But like that's what you. But when you were speaking earlier, bro, about making emotional decisions, like that's when the maturity got to come in. Because I know you feel a certain way, but it still had to be a business decision. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able. You got to be prepared enough to. Push my feelings to the side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To do what I need to do. You
yes.
said, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not able to push my emotions to the side to do what I need to do, then what I want, I never get it.
Right, bro. Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of what we're talking about, bro. That's the whole point.
Right.
And that's not just for the riot, like you were just saying. It's for everything.
Life.
It's winning, period.
Right.
Bro, you cannot win without those things.
Nah.
I checked it, bro.
Nah.
I was just thinking, like, bro, you cannot win. There's no possible way you can win anything without those things, bro.
Right.
Without a smart approach of a plan and a strategy, you would not achieve
a goal.
No goal, period.
Yeah.
So, man, it look like, man, we probably been on here for a little while, man, so we're going to transition on out. I do want to still...
check the comments real quick.
Okay.
Oh, man, sorry. Getting old. All right, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. And we didn't have any comments, man, but we just talked about, man, great topic, man. Preparation, planning, and strategy. The three things that separates a winner from a loser. It was a great topic today. We appreciate everybody for stopping by and tuning in and taking a listen. We'd have loved if everybody would have joined in and made a comment or two about how you feel about strategy, planning, and preparation. But, I mean, we still got a little time. If you'd like to leave a comment or say anything or, talk about anything, you can do so real quick. But as of now, we about to get out of here. And we asking everybody to make sure, and if you set a goal out, make sure your intentions are good and make sure you're prepared, to go down the road towards the destination of whatever goal it is that you want to achieve.
Right.
I mean, that's all I got, CFO, CEO. What you got, man?
Last thing, man, like, if we control our emotions, we'll control the situation. Yeah. And I actually just learned that from you the other day. Like, you said that to me, and I really thought about it. Like, if you really do, that's literal. Like, that's facts.
Right.
Like, that's big facts.
Right.
Like, if you literally control your emotions, you'll control any situation. Any situation. I don't care what it is. If you got your head, you can control anything.
Right, man.
Instead of acting out emotionally, you'll come out so much better in the situation to come out so much better because you kept control of it.
Right, man.
Now, without control, you lose control.
Exactly,
and then nothing ends well when something is lost. Like when
control
is lost.
It's out of control.
Exactly,
man.
man.
So, man.
That's the main thing, man.
So we always want to keep control, you know what I mean? Keep our emotions and you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not aliens and we're not, superhuman beings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We are going to run into some situations where emotions will get the best of us.
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But see, that's where the strategy comes into play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You strategize, you put your just in cases in your plan, stuff like that, man. So,
exactly.
But yeah, bro. Man, that's all I got, man.
Also, we do need to mention the incremental movement, of course.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I gotta mention it every time. Every time we get on, I gotta mention it. We're gonna be doing a lot more soon as well. I still want to keep encouraging you guys to just get a goal. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, that's really the first step.
Right.
Just narrowing down a goal. You know what I'm saying? Just get a goal. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't even have them. So you really accomplishing something just by having a goal. So I want everybody, you know what I'm saying, to just focus on just having a goal. Don't think too far ahead. Don't think about whether you can do it or not. Don't think about that. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just get a goal. Just get one. That's if you can muster up enough power to make yourself set a goal for yourself, that tells you that you can win.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That shows you right there that you can win. You got it in you. You got it in you to win. So yeah, the incremental movement, which is a community that we are created that's online based. You know what I'm saying? That people can come who want to continue to achieve goals or have problems with achieving their goals, and we serve them. We help them. We hold them accountable. We encourage them to continue to go after their goals. And if at any moment they need research, they need resources, you know what I'm saying, or help with achieving their goals, we are here to help. Yeah, we're here to provide that, you know what I'm saying? Anything that we can help with, this is what this community is for. Right. And so we wanted to create this environment so people can feel comfortable with actually saying, hey, I have a goal.
I can accomplish it.
And you can accomplish it. And that you're in a community of people that are going after goals too. So you don't have to feel like, oh, like she trying to do this or she trying to do that. Nah, like everybody's in this group trying to achieve something. So it's not a big I and little you. Everybody's doing the same thing, and that's one of the reasons why. When we get to 100 people,
it's gonna be a closed.
It's gonna be a closed group at 100 people. So I did tag the incremental movement in the caption. So if you want to actually join the community, you can just join the community, because the first 100 people that likes this page will be added to the closed group. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. As time progresses, a lot of people will get kicked out of the group because we have to narrow it down and we gotta protect the energy. But we're gonna start with 100 people. Right. So if you're interested in achieving goals and staying motivated and being held accountable, then the incremental movement is a place for you. And we do giveaways, you know what I'm saying? We just love people. Yeah. And we love seeing people, you know what I'm saying, take on that process of
accomplishment.
Exactly. The process of accomplishment. The process of winning, man. You know
and I was gonna say this because with the incremental movement, man, it's actually a good opportunity because I never understood really how to go about, accomplishing a goal.
Right.
I know we learned about that coming up in school and stuff, man, but life come in, man, and kind of
implementation is different.
Right. So now, now I'm glad to know, you know what I'm saying, that you can break it down, you know what I'm saying, and take it step by step. You don't have to try to drive to China in one night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna happen.
Right. Exactly.
Okay,
exactly. Right, bro. Exactly. Bro.
So yeah, man, it's definitely a great environment, man, for somebody that actually feels that, or not even feels that, or don't understand the process. You know what I'm saying? Of setting a goal and accomplishing it. You know what I'm saying? We're here to encourage. We're here to actually receive encouragement as well, because the group is for each other.
Yeah.
And iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
And we all have the same goal. Yeah, man. Yeah. We got the same goal in mind. So even though the destinations may not be the same, we can still help, each other on the way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, incremental movement is definitely an environment that you want to be a part of if you don't really understand the concept of setting goal achievement. And setting it, and mapping out the process.
Exactly, because that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
So all you got to do is map out the process.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Then go ahead and do it.
And one point that I left out earlier when talking about step by step process, and I'm telling you, like you just said, you're not gonna do it in one day. So the aspect of thinking about things like that, like it's gonna be, like it's too much for you. Like when you think about it like that, a quick way to relieve yourself of that anxiety is to tell yourself that these things that you need to do makes the process easier. You see what I'm saying? Like without those things, it's harder because you're looking at it the wrong way. Right. You're looking at it as like a mountain.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. When it's possible. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like, like you looking,
you already canceling yourself out.
Oh, exactly. You know that's just every time a mountain come up. Like when we mention a mountain, we think about something big, something huge that can't be overcame.
Right.
So don't think of it as a mountain. Just think that I have components that I can use.
Right. To help me climb this mountain.
Exactly, and it's not even really a mountain.
Right. Like, it's not, but it's all about how you view it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. It's on your viewpoint.
Exactly.
That also has a great part to do, with your progression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's how you view things.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it half full, you know what I'm saying, then I think you have a better chance of accomplishing your goals than you looking at it half empty. You know what I'm saying? So that means you are in this type of mentality that I don't like.
Excuses.
Well, excuses. What is it? It's called pessimistic.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I hate pessimism.
Yeah.
I hate pessimism because it's like you don't never see nothing good.
Exactly. You know like when you just said cup half full, cup half empty. Now, when people look at the cup half empty, you notice that they walked on past the fact that it's half full.
Right.
Like,
so it's like
you disregarded what you do have
already.
Like,
what you
what?
already got.
But you want more.
Right. So how you want more? How you gonna handle more? When you don't even think what you got is of value.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
So why would I even give it to you? Why would I even give it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
That's crazy.
But that's how we psych ourselves out. That's instant gratification.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We psych ourselves out. But we can keep talking for hours and hours and hours about this.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But we about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. And, oh, yeah.
No, I just had, you know what I'm saying? I just had, I had to do it real quick.
Yeah, man.
But, hey, King 1, King 2 to see OCFO.
We out of here.
We out of here, man.
Have a good night.